Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
Yes.
Mark. I mean,
What?
Mark.
Yes,
well,
what?
look at the 24 hours. I mean, I just talked to Seb Gorka.
Yes.
Seb Gorka is
whose
at Trump Tower.
Whose show I'm doing today because of where he's going to be. Go ahead.
That's right. You're guest hosting for Seb because heaven forbid none of our colleagues actually work when they do something fun. You and I are the only ones that work and do things, at the same time. So Seb, but he is at Trump Tower, and I just interviewed him a few minutes ago because he is accompanying the boss, as he fondly calls Donald Trump, to Judge Merchan's courtroom, where it has turned into the clown show of all clown shows. Mark, I am, my mouth is hanging open. Merchan flips out at this lawyer, Costello.
Yes, tell everybody what happened there. Because he emptied the courtroom, made the jury leave, made everybody leave, and basically it was like De Niro. Somebody said, like, did you roll your eyes at me? Did you roll your eyes at me?
You looking at me? You talking to me?
Huh?
So first of all, let's not bury the lead. Cohen admitted being a felon thief. He admitted he stole tens of thousands of dollars from the Trump organization.
Yep.
CNN was forced to admit Cohen now has admitted to a greater crime than what Trump is charged with.
Correct.
Falsifying business records. I mean, so Trump's legal team last night says, hey, Judge, you kind of got to dismiss this whole case. And this morning's headline over at Fox News is, well, Judge Merchan is considering, he's not going to dismiss the case at this point.
No.
Because, well, let me tell you why. This guy is a disgraced, corrupt judge who is so far in the bag for Alvin Bragg's prosecution team, it's comical. He let Stormy Daniels get up on the witness stand, say whatever she wants to say, no interruptions whatsoever.
Nope.
So along comes this lawyer, Costello, who is he used to represent Michael Cohen. Mm-hmm. He says he's trying to tell the court, Cohen told anybody who'd listen over and over again, Trump didn't know anything about any payment to Stormy Daniels. Well, the judge keeps shutting him down and sustaining objections from because the prosecutors don't want to hear this. They don't want the jury to hear that Cohen went around and told in fact, Cohen was despondent, was going to jump off a balcony of a high-rise hotel in New York because they were coming at him with this Stormy Daniels mess. And Costello said to him, look, do you have anything on Trump? Is Trump involved? If you need a lifeline here. And Cohen's exact quote was, I swear to God, Bob, Trump's got nothing. He has no knowledge of this at all. I've got nothing on Trump whatsoever. This guy is a sleazeball lawyer, and he's the liar, and he's the star witness for Alvin Bragg. So Costello gets up on the witness stand. Merchan keeps interrupting him, shutting him down. The guy gets exasperated. He kind of sighs. So Merchan says, are you staring me down? You staring, and he clears the courtroom. The reporters are shrieking and yelling. You can't clear the courtroom. Merchan has lost complete control, and it's all because he knows that Alvin Bragg's case has been decimated, Mark. It's blowing up, and the judge is on the side. This is the most disgraceful display of judicial malfeasance. Do you realize the investigations that are going to take place if Trump winds up not only getting acquitted, but being elected president? I mean, Alvin Bragg, you better be polishing off your resume, pal, because you're a disgrace. This thing is so pathetic, and Gorka is just so proud to be there at Trump Tower. He's going to ride in the motorcade today with President Trump over to the courtroom. And I told him, I said, listen, just don't stare at the judge too long, because they may not bail you out in time for the Alaskan cruise.
Yes, I'm staring at you.
I said, well, okay, wow, all right. In that case, it's okay. So you got him at the front end, and and as I fill in for Dr. Gorka today, one of my favorite guests will be Dr. Gorka, because he told us he would call us as he comes out of the courtroom. So
because that's right in the
Gorka
middle of the show.
sandwich. Absolutely.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
There's your reaction, which is, of course, it's my reaction. You have nailed it with consummate skill, as you always do. But you know what ultimately matters is the audience of 12. Or maybe the audience of 1, because all we need is one courageous juror to hang this turkey up. How do you think that the jury is absorbing all of this?
Mark, I mean, if they have a shred of common sense, they're going to say this thing is a circus. There's no way we can possibly convict a guy whose star witness against him is a crook. is again committing a bigger crime. I mean, and here's what's fascinating. I was talking to Tracy just now, my producer, about the statute of limitations. See, the statute of limitations on larceny in New York has expired.
Of course.
But listen, he was talking to Bragg, and Bragg was conspiring with this guy to turn against Trump before the statute of limitations ran out. So you've got this district attorney. This is what I mean about the investigations against Bragg. He's in on this whole thing, and he looked the other way, knowing they knew this guy is an admitted, confirmed thief, a guy who stole the equivalent of $60,000 from Trump. Tell me you saw Lawrence O'Donnell try to explain.
I absolutely did. It wasn't really theft, he said. He wasn't really stealing. It was a desperate attempt to get what was owed or some such.
He was trying to rebalance the bonus that he thought he was due. So that's nice. So if you and I don't get the bonus from Salem,
let's try to use that. Exactly.
Yeah. We didn't get the bonus that we got last year, so we're just going to steal. And Lawrence O'Donnell looked into the camera. Man, Eric, I'm just talking to Eric and my team. These people don't hesitate embarrassing themselves on national television.
Okay, you and I know they're embarrassing themselves, but they don't know the concept of embarrassment because that involves some self-awareness.
They gotta know.
You do this all the time, and I love you. I think it is your desire to be, if kind is the word, you don't want to think that somebody can be that twisted, but they absolutely can. Oh, I don't think it's different than stupid. Stupid is stupid. No. You and I do stupid things. This is twisted. This is perverse, and it's on purpose.
Let me play a stupid thing for you. This is stupidity on display. I want you to hear this. Now, again, Michael Cohen fully, calmly, and completely admitted to stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the Trump Organization during this bombshell testimony yesterday. I'm playing Lawrence O'Donnell. You tell me he has zero awareness at how moronic he sounds. Listen to this.
I saw everything Todd Blanche. I've seen every minute of cross-examination. I've seen every single question he's asked. And he sat down and ended his cross-examination without asking a single question about the $130,000 that appears on the Alan Weisselberg notes about how they were structuring the payment to Michael Cohen. He asked about the $50,000 that's irrelevant to the $130,000, and that's where he very effectively got Michael Cohen to agree that yes, he stole $30,000. Later, when Cohen was asked about that on redirect by the prosecution, it didn't really sound like stealing $30,000. It sounded a lot like Michael Cohen doing the little that he could within that calculation to rebalance the bonus he thought he deserved, and it still came out as less than the bonus he thought he deserved and the bonus he got in the year before.
Listen, this is a novel concept, Mark, for shoplifters. They're just trying to rebalance the bonus they think they deserve.
I know, and that premise is golden. We'll use that for weeks. But just please, so in playing that and hearing that, you believe that there's a little voice in Lawrence O'Donnell that says, what I'm saying is ridiculous, but I just have to say it.
Loud voice. He can't be that moronic.
He can't be that.
He can. No, he can't.
They all can. Liz Cheney can. Nancy Pelosi can.
Rebalance the bonus?
Yes.
Rebalance the bonus?
Yes.
He stole. And Mark, do you know how he stole?
I know that.
It was in a brown paper sack.
Yes.
He's delivering the money. He took $30,000 out of it and left 20 in.
Yep.
He stole it. I mean, he did everything but put on like Ronald, like the Hamburglar suit with the black and white stripes and the black mask over his eyes. Rebalance the bonus. Mark,
don't ever underestimate. Don't ever. I mean, for example, do you believe all the people, not to necessarily pivot unless you want to, the continuing rage over the Harrison Butker speech? Do you believe that the people who are calling for him to be punished, for the Chiefs to cut him, for him to be savaged, don't you think they believe it? Don't ever underestimate. If people say what they feel and show you what they are, believe them.
Well, and that takes us to Harrison Butker, because I've sort of avoided this story for whatever reason. It just wasn't really on my radar. I thought, oh, well, this guy gave up and said a lot of terrible, hateful things, maybe. So I watched the speech last night.
It's tremendous.
It's not tremendous. Yes. I mean, but you know what the left is saying about it, right? So let's make sure we're clear on this. I'm a little late to the dance on this, but I am fascinated by the reactions from the left to this guy's speech. So here's a Catholic football player gives a commencement address at a Catholic university extolling the Catholic virtues of family, motherhood, and that's it, and marriage, and traditional marriage.
And he took some political pot shots at leaders who have led us astray. So that's cool too. But he did.
But it wasn't really scathing. I mean, it was very innocuous. I mean, I watched the whole thing, and then I read the transcript. I think, what am I missing here? Because the reaction from the left isn't. Here's the normal reaction. If you don't agree with him, you could say, it's quaint, but it's kind of antiquated for 2024. We favor strong, powerful women, whatever. That's the normal reaction. Oh, no. They want this guy destroyed.
He must be.
I saw a sports anchor in Boston, some woman who sat on the set of one of the Boston TV stations and said, this guy is guilty of hate speech, of dehumanizing speech. One female podcaster said he ought to be canceled to hell and then back again. Canceled to hell and back.
Not just canceled. Canceled to
back. Hell and back.
No,
not just to hell.
At least you're going to bring him back.
So here's what I've been thinking about is the reaction. Because that goes to your point. When they tell you who they are, pay attention to them. I've had listeners for years tell me, today's Democrats aren't just leftists, they're not progressives, they're communists. Mark, communism hates the family.
Of course.
So you have to ask yourself, why do all these people who are having this rage-filled reaction to what Harrison Butker said, filled with such they hate the family. And they hate the family because communists know that the family has impact. It can have influence on you. Well, you can't have the family. You got to have the government tell you what to do.
And it's religious bigotry, too, because if a Catholic flavored speech by a Catholic guy at a Catholic university gets praise, what are the Catholics known most for? Being very pro-life. And that, too, must be savage. So here's the thing. The wife of Chiefs owner and CEO Clark Hunt has a lengthy post in which she absolutely comes out in favor of Harrison Butker.
Defends him?
Yes. I don't need Patrick Mahomes or Mr. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, to come out and totally, wrap arms around the Butker statement. But they better not bag on him. They better not savage him as the NFL wants them to do. They better not, because they'll be held to pay.
All right, final thing. Let's talk about the economy and what we're struggling with. And I'm going to admit, hey, I share triumphs with you. We have victories together. You and I have a lot of great things to celebrate. I'm in the middle of my prison fellowship Angel Tree campaign, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, Mark. We are way behind. Last year, we sent over 3,000 kids to summer camp for a week. These are the children of American prisoners. I'm going to call right now on the Mark Davis audience. I want to see just how powerful and strong and faith-filled your audience is. We are 25 kids away from hitting 400 kids to be sponsored. It costs $200 to send a child to a summer camp. Again, these are the kids of American prisoners, people who are locked up. These kids get to summer camp. They get to go experience the outdoors. And they learn about the Bible and God's grace and Christ's redemption. They could change that. You're going to save souls. And we're behind. And I know why we're behind. I know why this campaign isn't the way it usually is going.
Times are tough, man.
It's the economy. It's the absolute economy and people. So I want to defy the odds, and I want to start with the Mark Davis audience. We are 25 kids away from hitting 400. The goal is 650 kids. Now, again, that's a pretty marginal
lofty goal.
Oh, it's not lofty because last year we did 3,000. We're way behind, Mark.
Okay, but
we are. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We are not doing as well as I wish we would.
We can help you.
We got 2 weeks to go. So please go to MikeOnline.com. Whatever you can pop in, 25, 50. We're 5. If we can start the show today.
Make that clear. Every 200 sends a kid to camp. If somebody goes, I don't have 200. But you got 20, you and 9 other people just send a kid to camp with us.
Bingo. So you can either sponsor a child for 200, or maybe 10 people can sponsor for $20 each. Hey, maybe one person can pop in $5,000 who's blessed. Because here's what I'd love to do. Here's what I'm praying. This is my prayer right now, and you pray out loud. I'm going to pray. Dear Lord, may Mark's audience pop in $5,000 in the next couple of hours, so that before I start the show at 10:05, we have 400 kids sponsored. And you'll see it on the banner. There's a counter, Mark, where people can watch and follow their progress. So as you make a donation, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes to go in there, but you'll see it. Please help me
Let's
get to
do it.
400 today, and let's do it. Let's see how great. And tomorrow, let's brag on your audience. If we can hit 400 by 10:05, I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world. So we got a couple hours to go.
Let's make him happy.
MikeOnline.com. Go to the banner at the top of the page, or just text the keyword ANGEL to our text line, which is 800-655-MIKE. Text ANGEL to 800-655-6453. We'll send you back the link right to your phone. And thank you, Mark, for letting me do this on your show. It means a lot to me. Well, I got your back, too. I love you. Have a happy Tuesday. See you tomorrow.
That we will. Mike Gallagher Show follows us at 10, as he said, right here on 660 AM The Answer.